What's up, everyone? My name is Derek Morgan, the creator of Crossovr. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Crossovr Podcast. We got a great show for you guys, a brief introduction to the three hosts of the show. What I wanted to do before the show starts is give a brief summary about Crossovr and explain what the podcast would be about as well. So Crossovr is going to be a media platform that represents pop culture in modern America. The website is itsthecrossovr.com, which is itsthecrossovr.com. What we want to do is highlight cross-industry news. So we're going to highlight the collaborations between athletes and musicians, actors and video gamers, things along those lines, the collaborations that would bring interest to the public. We'll have this podcast, we'll have blogs, we'll have video, graphics, all available on our website and through social media. Our Twitter is @itsthecrossovr, and our Instagram is @thecrossovr, which is also THECROSSOVR. So now a little bit about the podcast you'll be listening to right after this. We'll have three hosts, Stevie Zatz, Anthony Zadori, and Miles Ullman, and they will be interviewing different guests that we have on each week from different markets. It could be video games, it could be sports, it could be musicians, and they'll be extracting their interests and interactions with other pop culture markets as opposed to a traditional interview about their current line of work and what they've been doing over the past few years. So they'll be talking to rappers about their favorite video games, they'll talk to musicians about favorite athlete role models, or an athlete's go-to song when they get ready for a game, or things along those lines. So without further ado, I'll introduce the guys and let them take over. Thank you again for tuning in to the first episode of the Crossovr Podcast.
All right, so welcome into the Crossovr Podcast, episode 1. We're very excited to get started. Going to quickly introduce ourselves. My name is Miles. You guys want to introduce yourselves, just your names?
Yeah, so I'm Stevie.
I'm Anthony.
Cool. Basically, this episode 1 is kind of just an introduction to the podcast. So going to go through, kind of just the background of each of one of our hosts and talk about sports, music, culture, how we got involved in the podcast, all those types of things. So I can start it off. So again, my name is Miles Ullman. I am from East Brunswick, New Jersey. Basically, I went to Boston University for college, studied business. I actually had a radio show while I was there, so have some experience doing this, and very much enjoyed it. And when Derek, who you just heard from, reached out to me about the podcast, I was super interested and super excited for the opportunity. So wanted to kind of share my expertise on sports, music, culture, things like that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it take off and seeing what it becomes. Something you should know about me, probably in the context of the Crossovr, I love shoes. I'm a pretty big sneakerhead, but more so in knowledge than in actual collection, because I'm also pretty cheap, so I don't like to spend too much money on shoes at the same time. Stevie, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so Stevie Zatz from East Brunswick, New Jersey. Crossovr, I've been in the sports media realm for a little bit now, about a year. I'm currently in the Rutgers Global Sports Business Master's Program. I've interned with SNY, the TV home of the Mets and Jets. Just got done with an internship with the Nets, so I was around the Yes Network. And I was also with Rutgers Athletics and Television Bureau of Advertising. So kind of used to the media environment. Derek kind of knew I had some connections from my past experiences, and he reached out to me to see if I was interested, and obviously I was thrilled when he reached out. So like Miles, I'm ready to get into it. Hopefully be enjoyable for you guys. Something you guys should know about me. Let's see here. I'm deaf in one ear, so if I ever miss a topic, I'm not an idiot. I just missed it. So just bear with me if that happens, and I'll take it to Iz.
Yeah, so I'm Anthony. Everyone calls me Iz, but I'm from Emerson. I went to Rowan with Derek, and pretty much how I got into the Crossovr was I did a sports podcast with Derek in the last summer, and we did good. We had fun with it, but we had to stop for some other reasons. And then when Derek always has an idea, it's like you got to do it because he's so passionate about it, and like if there's some person I trust about starting something, I always say it's going to be Derek. So I was like, yeah, why not? I'll do it. I'll talk sports. I'll talk music. I'll talk rap. And that's how I got to it. And I don't do as many fun things as you guys do with sports media and stuff like that. I'm just kind of a casual sports talker. I'm going to scream about my most passionate topics, which is the Giants, Michael Jordan being the best of all time. Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer, and Yankees and Knicks. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, unfortunately, but we'll get through it. And yeah, that's it.
Good stuff. So on that topic, why don't we jump into sports and briefly just talk about like our sports background and just kind of our relationship with sports. So why don't you go first? Because I don't really know too much about your sports knowledge. For those of you who don't know, Stevie and I went to high school together, though Stevie, we haven't really spoken in the last several years, but Iz and I just met about a week or two ago. So Very excited to like get to know you and, see what your experience is with sports. Did you play anything growing up?
Oh, yeah. I played 3 sports up until freshman year of high school. Played football, basketball, and baseball. Baseball and football were my main sports. I kept playing them until I got cataract surgery. I got double eye surgery my sophomore year. So baseball ended for me there. Basketball also ended for me there because I hated basketball. Couldn't play it, but I loved talking about it. I loved watching it. Couldn't dribble with my left hand, so why would I play if I can't do that?
No left.
Yep, football. I played all 4 years. Baseball, obviously, I had to stop sophomore year. College, I tried to play intramural flag football, but I was too washed up in a matter of like 6 months of leaving high school football. So my sports knowledge about that is nothing short than high school, I guess.
What positions did you play?
Played wide receiver, running back, safety, corner, linebacker. And then I was super big in 8th grade. Like I was playing like D end and shit, tight end and shit. And then my freshman year, I just stopped growing. I went from like 5. I was the tallest one in my grade at 5'8" in 8th grade to like the smallest one. They moved me to corner, and my life was miserable for me on defense after that.
I think I was 4'8" in 8th grade.
Wow, yeah, no, I hit a massive growth spurt from 7th to 8th grade. It was like I think I grew like 8.5 inches. Like no joke.
That's awesome.
That's wild.
So yeah, and then I stopped growing until all my sports dreams of like being like tall and going to like a private school and playing college for like baseball or football or something like that was right out the window. I'm staying in my Group 1 high school football, and I'm never gonna.
Yeah. What position for baseball were you?
I played second base. Nice. I played all over the field. Baseball was my best sport. Second base was my primary sport. I pitched, shortstop, third, catch. I never played the outfield though. It's the only thing I didn't do. Never played the outfield.
Stevie, you played baseball too, right?
Yeah, baseball. Pretty much that's my my main sport. I played rec basketball, but yeah, I played baseball through my sophomore year of high school. Kind of got screwed with the politics of it. They put me. I was about to swing JV my junior year after I swung my sophomore year. So I said, "Fuck this, I'm out." I was a catcher primarily. I was pitcher, short, second, third, same as is. But yeah, diehard baseball fan. Pretty much. I mean, now I watch everything. Can't understand hockey. I was actually looking at Mark Messier's stats today for some reason. I think I saw him on Twitter. I was looking at like his accolades. I couldn't even understand the accolades. So like hockey's out. But baseball won. Diehard Met fan. So me and Iz will butt heads there. The first time me and Iz met, we had an argument about Derek Jeter, David Wright. So Derek Jeter's the most overrated athlete of all time. Derek Jeter's the most overrated athlete of all time. Not even close.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God, that's asinine.
That is such a different comparison.
But yeah, Mets, Giants, Nets. But yeah, just a sports junkie.
So I've heard a lot of people tell me, people who played baseball all their life, that even though they loved baseball growing up, they still find it kind of boring to watch. And personally, I find baseball pretty boring to watch unless I'm there at the ballpark. I love going to the ballpark.
Right. Yeah, that's a pretty common take. I mean, I think you got to grow up with it. Like my dad, he played in college, so like he just raised me to love it. I think that's it's more of a cultural game than like football, basketball. You could pick up on it because of the social media and the popularity. Baseball, it's kind of got to be in your blood. I think our listeners would concur with that, but yeah.
That's fair.
I can't sit down and watch like a Padres Rockies game, like a full 9 innings of it, but like I can get through a couple, change the channel, get back, stuff like that. I watch the highlights, but like Yankees is different. I could sit down and watch 162 Yankee games. So like that's in your blood. Like I was born and raised like a diehard Yankee fan, so I'll always watch Yankee games.
Was that your team, like your number one team growing up?
Oh yeah, I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah. I mean, for all sports included. I mean.
Yeah, like Yankees, Knicks, Giants, like
interesting.
That was it. I'll never change. Although like when I was really young, I liked Peyton for a little bit, but then like we got Eli, so I didn't care anymore. I stopped liking him.
That's funny. And then Stevie, baseball was also your favorite sport growing up watching as well.
Yeah. Even now, it's not close for me, but that doesn't take away from how much I love basketball, football. I think I'm just like a baseball freak,
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's interesting because I actually transitioned so I played baseball up until I was like probably 8 or 9, and then I stopped playing for soccer, which I had always preferred and was better at, and that's how I know Derek originally. When I was growing up, the Yankees were actually my number one team, like across all sports. I watched more Yankee games. Like those 2009 Yankees, it's one of my favorite teams of all time.
I think I remember that, yeah. You were a Yankee.
Yeah, I was very, very into it. But now, since I don't really know what happened, like I guess the Yankees kind of got bad like at the beginning of the 2010s, and I just kind of fell out of the rhythm of watching baseball, and I've definitely transitioned more into basketball, football. I hardly watch baseball these days.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because when the Yankees were bad, baseball was just really, really bad.
Yeah.
All of baseball was really, really bad.
The MLB needs the Yankees to be good, I think. Yeah.
That's just like the NBA needs like the Knicks, the Bulls, the Lakers,
Celtics.
The big teams like that to be good. Like if the Knicks were good right now, the NBA would make so much more money.
Totally agree with that.
I mean, it's just a fact. It's like the New York markets are doing good. Like it's just worldwide money.
100%. Do you guys have a favorite sports memory?
Yeah. So I was at Easter. Melo hit the 2 threes in the Bulls' face, and like the garden was just shaking.
I know exactly what game you're talking about.
Yeah, I was there. I was center court too, and it was like literally the loudest I've ever heard Madison Square Garden. Like the seats were shaking. Like, I can't even explain it. I love it so much.
For me, a cop-out answer is Super Bowl 42, Tyreek catch. I mean, that's the cop-out answer.
No, I mean, it's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it really can't be topped. I don't know if it'll ever be topped. I mean, the Andy Chavez catch in 2006, that was crazy, even though I lost the game.
The Mario Manningham catch, too.
Mario Manningham catch, too, yeah. I guess because we were so hungover from the first one that we kind of let that one sleep.
Exactly. The Tyreek catch also had the element of Eli like rolling out and scrambling that the Mario Manningham catch didn't really have in the same way.
Right. That's the best play in Super Bowl history, not even close.
I agree.
I have more bad memories than good memories being a Met fan and a Giant fan now because whatever, and a Net fan. Yeah, I was at Game 4 of the 2015 World Series. The Mets were leading going to 8th. Tyler Clippard comes in, walks the bases loaded. Familia comes in, gets a ground ball right to Murph, who was the hero, obviously, throughout all the playoffs. Boots it right under his glove. 2-run score, lose the game. I literally wanted to lick the floor of Penn Station after the game. That was like easily the most depressing day of my life. Not even close. Not even just sports. That was the most depressing day of my life. But I could rattle those off. What about you? What you got?
So I thought a lot about this. I think probably my favorite sports memory is more like a day when I went to my first NBA game. It was not that long ago. It was probably like 2015, 2016. It was Knicks Cavs when LeBron was still on the Cavs. And it was the game, if you guys know what I'm talking about, where I don't remember who threw the alley-oop, but J.R. Smith had a windmill behind the back.
Pablo Prigioni.
Yeah, it was sick. And And then afterwards, I went to Walt Frazier's restaurant and met him,
That's awesome.
Wow, that's pretty dope.
which was just like a really cool experience and just like first NBA game and all that. So that's probably my favorite sports memory. The Tyreek catch is also up there. I'm not even a Giants fan. I mean, the 09 Yankees winning also huge for me. Sports, like it's interesting how much of a lasting impact it'll have on you. Some of those things.
Oh yeah, big time.
What are your favorite teams and favorite players today throughout all sports?
It's so hard because I feel like my favorites ever were like Melo, Eli, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Peter, and like I haven't really like catched on to like a favorite Yankee yet because I haven't bought into the Aaron Judge hype yet.
Why not?
I just think he's hurt too much.
It's true. I mean, he's 45 years old. He's been in the league for 19 years. He's got like 40 at-bats.
Yeah, I mean, like when he plays, he's an MVP player, but like that you can't. And he's nasty in the postseason. But like I think like he's already like 28, and like you're gonna have to extend him. I don't know. It's scary. It gets fishy when people are hurt all the time, and then
He's already 28.
Yeah.
Old.
That's shocking to me.
He came
That's
into the
crazy.
league as like a 26-year-old rookie or 25-year-old rookie.
That's crazy.
And then so I guess like now, I don't know. I didn't even pick the favorite athlete. I just keep following my same teams because I learned if I pick a favorite athlete, I just get too upset.
Yeah, it's fair. Athletes aren't as loyal as they used to be. It's true.
No, it's not. After I cried when the Knicks traded Melo, and it was like I knew it was happening. I cried.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I was like, no, I can't do this. So I can't pick a favorite player. Everyone to me is like expandable.
For me, Jacob DeGrom, best pitcher in baseball, undisputed, not close. Then you got Saquon, probably the best running back in football, undisputed, not even close.
Saquon's great.
And then Kyrie's always been my favorite player. He's always been my favorite player on Cleveland, on Boston, and then the Nets got him, which is wild. Still doesn't feel real. So it was cool to like be with him on the court for every game. That was sick. So yeah, those are probably my top three.
Stevie, talk more about your internship.
Yeah, that was pretty underrated. Yeah, I was in group sales. My main responsibility was FEPs, fan experience packages. So I would help coordinate like court visits or like the high five lines for the kids as the players were coming out. Or so I would have full range of Barclays, aside from practical sales, prospecting stuff in the office. Went to every game, was in that same elevator as the players. I was on the court pretty much all game. Yeah, it was sick. It gave you such an appreciation of like the production of a professional sports season, everything. I think every sports fan should experience something like that, even if it's for just one game.
Did you travel with the team?
No, not only home games.
It's so cool, but I couldn't do it with the Nets so much. So that cool for you though. That's really awesome. Like probably really, really awesome experience. I just don't know how you love Kyrie that much.
I mean, how can you not? He hit the most clutch shot in NBA history.
Does it bother you that people say, yeah, it wasn't. It was Michael Jordan's the shot was. But does it bother you that people say LeBron won that finals?
No, that doesn't bother me. I mean, they couldn't have won it with either of them. They both had to be there.
It's true.
Like Kyrie wasn't going to win it by himself. LeBron wasn't going to win it by himself.
Yeah, no.
That's a fact.
But if Kyrie doesn't have that good of a series, they don't win it at all.
No chance. But vice versa with LeBron.
He averaged 30, and it's so underly talked about.
Yeah, no,
He's a great number 2.
But same thing goes for LeBron, I would say.
Do you hate LeBron?
Yeah, I don't hate him. I just so tired of the GOAT debate. So like I'm very like exhausted by it. So it's kind of a hate.
So my take is I think that Jordan is the GOAT and LeBron is the best basketball player of all time. And I think that there's a huge distinction, and I think it's difficult to argue against either of those facts or opinions.
I would agree with that. Magic Johnson just said it the other day.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel the same exact way that he does. Like, I think that those are two different categories.
I agree. I think Rodgers is the best quarterback of all time. Skilled quarterback of all time.
Really?
Brady's obviously the GOAT.
Brady's the GOAT. I would say Manning.
Maybe Peyton. Yeah, you could make an argument for Peyton. But, I mean, Rodgers makes plays that... I mean, Mahomes is going to be. Mahomes is...
He probably will be.
Going to be, factually.
Yeah.
Rodgers, when he was younger, made throws that nobody else could ever make.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, I agree with you.
How do you feel about that distinction?
All right, so I feel like that's a good point because LeBron probably is the most skilled player ever to play basketball. He's not the best player to ever play ever. You know what I mean? He's not the GOAT. So for football, you can't argue that Tom's not the GOAT then. If you argue Michael Jordan's the GOAT, Tom's got to be your GOAT if you're going to go by rings. And most skilled-wise is probably I don't know, Montana or Rodgers. And then it's going to be Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, rings, just to be clear, I don't think rings is the only factor. It's certainly a big part.
When you
going 6 for 6 is a pretty big deal.
Especially when you're an elite talent, all world talent, generational talent, and you are talked about as one, then I feel like rings matter.
They do.
Because Bill Russell is not counted because he played against people that were 8 inches but it was, the NBA was so small then. It was a little amount of teams. It wasn't really and the Celtics also had an amazing roster. Just
100%.
So you can't put Bill Russell and Michael Jordan and LeBron James in the same category.
All right. So let's go through the same questions pretty much. What is your musical background? You guys play any instruments growing up? How did you get into instruments? Kind of just, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, music, just a fan for the most part. Used to take guitar lessons. I was horrible. Just bought a ukulele for quarantine. Thought it would be easier because it's smaller, but it's just a smaller guitar and just as hard. So, yeah, I got no musical talent whatsoever. I love all types of music though. I'll listen to anything. Besides, I can't get into the hard underground rap. Can't get into that. I gotta understand what you're saying. You know. I gotta understand what you're saying. But other than that, Kanye's my favorite artist of all time. The guy goes into fashion too. Love his shoes. Yeah, so he's my GOAT of the rap world. Huge Bieber guy. Love Bieber. He's a legend.
You always were.
I like country. I know that's a hot take, but I do like country.
I'm also a huge Kanye guy. What about you?
I'm a Kanye guy. I've seen a few concerts. I've been to a few concerts.
Nice.
My favorite all time is probably 50 Cent, just because I was the first rapper I ever listened to.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty. And then I listened to a lot of rock, classic rock. I'm a huge classic rock guy, but I literally my Spotify is every single person you could think of except country. I don't listen to anything country. Anything classic rock, anything, a tiny bit of EDM, a little bit, but mainly rap, hip hop, classic rock. And I'm that's about it.
When you say classic rock, throw me some artists.
Led Zeppelin, Bruce Springsteen,
Okay.
the Eagles, the Doors, everyone.
Gotcha. Cool. That's good
Pink
stuff.
Floyd. So all that stuff like that. But anything rapper wise, I'd probably listen to everything besides hard trap.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I would say definitely rap and hip hop are number one. So we should have some good discussion there to be had. But we'll also pretty much listen to anything. Not a huge fan of country, though. I don't hate it as much as some other people do. Definitely would never be my first choice, but down to listen if someone really wants to put it on. Used to be a lot more into EDM than I am now. Definitely. Classic rock is in there as well. Beatles, also big Pink Floyd guy. Stones, also a big fan of old Motown, so Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, those types of things. Reggae, Bob Marley, really anything. I'll do work to jazz or classical music. Big music fan. I don't think I would be able to live without music. I frequently have it on.
Yeah. If I didn't listen to music while I did homework or did anything that I was supposed to do, I'd probably just be a low life with no future. because I really wouldn't get anything done. I really wouldn't.
If we all like rap and hip hop, do you guys want to go with your top 5 all time?
Yeah.
We can extend it to top 10 if we want. Whatever's easiest for you guys. It doesn't have to be in order, or it can be whatever you guys want.
I could probably do 5 right now.
All right, let's go for it. Is this in order?
No, it's not in order because
All right.
Biggie's in my top 5, but like I don't put him as my number 1, and he's better than the guys I would put at 1. You know?
We also so this is a personal list. This is not like who you think is the best rapper of all time.
Yeah, because how do you define best rappers?
I think there's a combination of lyricism, success, cultural influence, etc.
Okay, so then you probably have to put Drake there. Drake at number 1, right?
No, because Drake could. I wouldn't, because as much success as he's had, you would put Drake as number 1.
No, not number 1. He'd be in my top. He's in my top 5 for sure.
He I don't think that he is nearly on the same skill level as an Eminem or a Jay-Z or a Biggie.
No way, but like culturally wise, like I don't think anyone's ever had more of an influence on people. Not, I wouldn't say influence, but like his music is just like
his music's tremendously popular.
There, so like I feel like his music just always puts him in like the highest spotlight possible.
Yeah. I mean that's definitely fair. I don't think he wouldn't be in my top 5. He also almost is. Like belongs on a different list. Like he and Kanye almost belong on a different list where they're artists more than rappers.
Yeah.
They make pop music, you know. It's a little different.
Yeah.
But for the sake of this, let's include them on this list. So
you go. You were ready to roll.
You were ready to roll.
All right, so it's just my personal list, right?
Go for it.
No order. J. Cole, 50 Cent, Kanye, Biggie. And probably my 5 is so hard because I interchange them all the time. I could throw Nas in my 5.
Wow. Okay.
All right, Miles, you go. Because I honestly don't know.
My personal top 5, probably Eminem, Kanye, no order. Eminem, Kanye. This is so hard. Lil Wayne. Probably so many guys I want to put. Probably Kendrick and I'll say J. Cole for now, but I might change it later on. Eminem, Kanye, Lil Wayne, J. Cole, Kendrick. No order.
It's tough when you're on the spot.
It is.
I mean, I have my top 3. Top 3 is Kanye, Jay-Z, Drake. Drake, Jay-Z could go interchangeable. Yeah, but those last two are totally up for grabs. I don't even know. I do like J. Cole, but I don't know if he has the volume. Eminem is hit or miss for me. Like I said, I have to understand what you're saying, and I really just like, there's some of his shit that I just literally can't make out what the hell he's talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I'll go through my phone later and like find like my favorite song of all time.
Yeah.
And realize like how did I miss this guy?
It's so hard because you don't want to miss any guy. It's like no disrespect to the guys you're leaving off, obviously.
Yeah, so that's all I got for now. I don't even want to put a 4 or 5. Yeah,
it's fair. Eminem will forever be in my top 5 because Eminem got me into rap. I remember the first time I listened to Eminem. Like I couldn't tell you what song, but I remember listening to it and I was like, "Whoa, this is awesome! How can someone rhyme this many times in 10 seconds?"
Yeah, he's wild.
I've never been a big Eminem fan.
Yeah, I mean, I think certain people I've talked to have definitely told me before, like they just can't get into his music. But I think it's difficult to deny that he's an incredibly skilled lyricist.
You know, you can't deny that at all.
Yeah,
he has the best flow. He's got like the best like lyricist. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for me, he's the number 1 rapper of all time. I think that his like commercial success and his influence and his ability, his skill that combination is unmatched by anyone.
I'm gonna throw Mac Miller in my top 5 for sure. I could lock him in.
Okay, lock it in, coach.
I could lock him in. Yeah, may God rest his soul for sure.
Yes, R.I.P. for sure.
Yeah, 5's gonna take a while. It'll probably come to me in like 5 minutes, and I'll just blurt it out.
Yeah, for sure. I think thinking about it, my top 5 of all time, I'm probably doing no order: Eminem, Biggie, Pac, Jay-Z, and Nas probably has to be number 5. There's Wu-Tang. There's Andre 3000 is probably the number 6 if he's not number 5. Honestly, I would probably put Andre 3000 at number 5 now that I think about it. I'm going to put Andre 3000 at number 5 instead of Nas. He carried the South throughout that whole period, like the late 90s, early thousands. There was no other rapper. You know how Atlanta is on top right now?
Yeah.
He was the only one from Atlanta at the time, and then he passed the torch to Lil Wayne. But at the time, he was the only one holding it down, and like without him, Atlanta would probably not be at the top of the game right now. So it's just interesting. Yeah. I think like for that reason, and plus I love all of his songs, and everyone does. So he'd be my number 5, but it's tough to leave Nas out of a top 5. I agree. Anything else on music that you guys want to talk about?
Nah.
Cool. Let's get into just culture. What else are you guys into? Any video games? Let's start with video games. You guys play anything?
Big COD guy. I play a lot of Madden. Me and my friends do 1-year franchises.
Yeah.
I stopped playing 2K. I hated my player after 16.
Dude, 2K got so much worse.
It's so bad now.
It's
so bad.
It's garbage.
I saved the money, and now I just play COD, Warzone, Madden, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That's it. But I watch it sometimes. Sometimes I'll throw Twitch on and watch people make merch and stuff.
Yeah, I'm Madden 2K. I still like 2K. You gotta go My Player though.
Bro, the My Player is a movie now. It's
I know.
You don't even play.
That part is brutal, but you just gotta get past your rookie year All-Star break, and then you're fine. And then you're just onto the press conferences. And then honestly, you stop playing. You get your first title, win Finals MVP, get the Kobe boost, the permanent speed boost or whatever, and then you just go in the rec. You go to the neighborhood, go to the rec, play threes. Especially if you got a squad with your friends online, then you just run the rec, run the neighborhood, and then you're good. That's all. That's really all it's good for though. But that shit's addicting. And then just Madden, yeah.
Yeah. I think this was 2K19, but you didn't have a choice, and you just didn't get drafted, and then you play in China. Was that 2K19? I don't know what 2K20 is.
That was
terrible. I have no idea.
That was so bad. You went through high school, college, China, just to get to the pros. Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, what the heck were they thinking?
I went to I played a little at 2K 17, and then I just went on a video game hiatus, and then once quarantine hit, I was just addicted again. Yeah,
I don't really play video games religiously or consistently by any means. Video games are something I do occasionally to kill some time, but otherwise I'm not really into it. But all time speaking, definitely FIFA. My favorite video game of all time is GoldenEye for N64. I don't know if you guys have ever played that, but it's legendary. Legendary.
What is it called? GoldenEye?
Yeah, James Bond.
Oh, word. All right, yeah. Yeah, Bond used to be good on PS2. I used to dabble in that. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, that shit was electric.
That was awesome. Great game.
Electric. Simpsons Hit and Run was electric.
Classic.
Best game ever.
Spyro's a classic.
Spyro. I used to play a lot of WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2008.
Oh, those were the GOAT.
X.
Yeah.
That was a great game. What about movies? You guys into movies at all?
Yeah, I'm more into TV than movies. I mean, I have no attention span, so it's got to be a brainless movie for me, unless it's a classic. I just watched both The Godfathers beginning of quarantine.
I've actually never seen The Godfathers. I'm very into movies. I've never seen The Godfathers.
Dude, and the more people I talk to, the more people have said the same thing.
Yeah.
And they are 3 hours long, and they are they are slow at times, but it's just something you have to watch. And I just watched them, and they were good. But I prefer Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire is my favorite movie of all time.
I've always said that I didn't get why they made the what's his face Andrew Garfield one. Like, I guess that was just for the Avengers and like the Marvel universe, but the Tobey Maguire movies are fun. They're good.
They're good. I mean, they're really good. They're really good.
Yeah. So what TV do you watch?
Oh, I've been watching Curb. I'm on season 6 of Curb right now.
Nice.
He's the funniest guy on the planet, probably.
Larry
David. I mean, Breaking Bad, I think the best ever. That's my favorite show. I mean, you name it, I've probably seen it. I still gotta watch Ozark though. Ozark's been having so much hype. I gotta get into that. I'm gonna start that as soon as I finish Curb.
Yeah, I have you seen Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah. I liked it. I binged like the whole series, and then my first live episode was like either the third to last episode or the second to last episode of the last season. So I watched like the last 2 or 3 live.
Nice.
I thought it was good.
So I've seen Breaking Bad, but I haven't seen all of Game of Thrones. How do they compare? Because those are, from what I understand, the best 2 TV shows of all time. Maybe that and like The Sopranos.
Yeah, Breaking Bad blows it away, in my opinion.
Interesting. Is Sopranos for you?
I would say Sopranos is the best.
Wow.
Breaking Bad's really fucking good though.
Yeah. And have you seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I hated the ending.
Yeah, that's what everyone tells me, man.
I don't know. I just think they gave us too much information to not have anything. You know, like, why build up so many characters and have just no fall off of the characters, no
resolution
questions. I just don't like that.
Yeah, most people say the same thing. It's interesting. Breaking Bad had like the best ending possible, I thought.
Yeah, and what'd you think of El Camino?
I haven't seen it actually.
It wasn't anything crazy, but it was good.
Yeah, my brother said it was like fine, like kind of worth a watch, but I don't need to. So I guess I just never did.
But it doesn't ruin anything. It doesn't
enhance it necessarily, but it doesn't take away from it basically.
Exactly. Yeah, you're totally fine either way.
Yeah, I've been on throughout quarantine. I've been trying to watch like all these movies that I've always wanted to watch, and I guess just like El Camino definitely doesn't make that list on like the classic movies of all time, you know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, you know, it's not at the top of my list. It's not my first priority right now.
It's not even like it's more of a long episode than a movie, honestly.
Interesting.
I tried to sim through Breaking Bad. I didn't watch it fully.
Breaking Bad?
You have to.
It's worth it.
My attention span is so bad. It's so bad. I like look at my phone for like 5 minutes and like I just miss so much shit.
You're lost, yeah.
That's like the most serious show that I've just been glued to, you know? It's that good where you're just like, holy shit. Every episode too. Except like 2.
Yeah, Breaking Bad is crazy. And like the last couple seasons, I just think it really says something about a show if they wrap it up well. And Breaking Bad's ending was
awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, are you watching anything right now, TV-wise or movie-wise?
I just started Billions.
I've heard good things.
I like it so far. It's really like in-depth. Like, you can't lose focus in the show.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to follow as is. And like I can't even give you a breakdown about what it is.
Wait, what is it?
Billions.
Oh, Billions. Yeah, I heard that was good.
I mean, like usually like at night I just throw The Office on and just like fall asleep to that. You know,
yeah.
I watched Entourage 6,000 times. I watched Sopranos. I've tried to watch Breaking Bad twice. I've watched Game of Thrones. I've watched like everything. Dexter was good, but then
Dexter. What about The Wire?
I always
haven't seen The Wire.
Yeah, my brother loves The Wire, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, that's on the watch list.
That's like also in the top 5 shows of all time from what everyone says. Again, like I'm much more of a movie guy than a show guy, but
Wire's always in the top 5 somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Something I'll get around to eventually. It'll always be there. Anything else culture-wise, guys? Are you guys into fashion, shoes?
I'm not big into it, to be honest. I was like a sneakerhead in high school, but I had Jordans, and then I went to college, and I didn't bring them. And then by the time I came back, they went out of style so quick. Like, not out of style, but like there was like a stretch where like no one sold them, and then like I lost the boxes for them, so like I didn't even get to sell them. So now I just sit on them.
Yeah. What do you have?
I have like a couple. Like all I can find now is because like I lose so much shit.
Yeah.
I have Gamma Blue 11s, 72
Yep.
11s,
Nice.
Red 11s, Concords.
Wow, all 11s.
Yeah, infrared 6s, some 4s.
Infrareds are one of my favorite shoes of all time.
The red and white one, yeah.
Yeah, I think those are sick. Those are Kanye wore those once at like a basketball game or something, and ever since I saw that picture, I was like, oh my god. Oh no, so I'm actually talking about the black ones.
The black ones?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about then.
Yeah.
But those ones are fucking. Those are
That's a pretty solid collection though.
Yeah, I had more. I ended up like trading so many of them. And
Yeah. It happens. It's kind of tough to wear J's, honestly. Like they're pretty bulky.
They are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shoes.
Yeah, exactly. Except for ones, I guess.
I guess you can, but like if I'm going to the bar, like am I really gonna wear Jordans?
Yeah, no. You'd look like the biggest douche in the world, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's such a you have to be able to like rock it. I feel like people just like shop in them. That's all they do.
Yeah, it's not my thing to wear them. I that's why I've never bought J's, is because I know I wouldn't wear them, except for maybe infrareds and like maybe bread ones or something along those lines. Interesting. That's a very solid collection though. A lot of 11s.
Thank you. Yeah, and like honestly, like I didn't even like camp for any of them. I just like woke up early, like opened a million tabs, and just
Good stuff.
got lucky.
Stevie, what about you, man?
I'm more of a Yeezy guy. I have a couple pair of Yeezys.
Which ones?
I have the Butters, and I forget the name of the other one. They're the gray and black stripe ones. They're Boost 350s, obviously.
The Turtle Doves?
Zebras, but not the black and white. The gray and black. Same design though.
I'm not sure if I know what you're talking about, but I'm sure if I saw them.
Same exact design as the zebras, just gray and black instead of black and white.
How did you get them?
I just bought them StockX.
StockX?
Yeah. Other than that, I wear any Adidas Boost. I mean, they're just comfortable as hell.
They
They're
are
nice.
wearing NMDs right now.
Yeah, basketball shoes only Nike. Only play basketball Nike always. And that was same thing with baseball too. I'd only buy Nike cleats.
Really?
Although I bought Bryce Harper Under Armour once. They're actually fire. Clothes wise, love sunglasses. Have a dumb collection of sunglasses for no reason.
Really? What are your favorites? Do you have a favorite?
My Tom Fords. Love my Tom Fords.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know why. I guess I'm so ugly that I gotta cover my face.
No.
I got some Gucci's. Got a couple Ray-Bans. Got some Oakleys.
Damn.
My head is really small, but I do like hats.
Snapbacks or dad hats or what?
I prefer backward snapbacks, but my head is so small that I really can't fit like many of them. So I have this one camo Adidas one that I just go to. But dad hats are alright too. And then clothes brands, my jeans, only American Eagle. Only American Eagle jeans. They fit great.
Throwback to 7th grade.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, if you start buying American Eagle jeans, you won't wear anything else.
My roommate also likes American Eagle jeans.
They are fire.
Yeah, I don't think it's important to be like super brand conscious. In fact, I think it's better to not be brand conscious when you're buying that stuff, because that's how you're going to get the best deals and honestly probably find the best stuff that fits well. My favorite store lately has been Uniqlo.
Uniqlo's, they're fire and they're cheap as well.
So good, and like I think that the quality you're getting for that price is way better than like an H&M or a Forever 21 or anything like that.
Exactly. H&M shrinks after one wash. Horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Like an XL, so you can get 2 washes.
Yeah, I will like buy something bigger from H&M expecting it to shrink 100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 1,000%.
When you order it from H&M, you know like you have to wear it like right out of the bag, otherwise it's done.
Yeah, it'll just disintegrate.
Yeah, like you can go to H&M for like one night, like and you're like, all right, yeah, I need like something quick, like let's go.
Yeah.
But, like it's H&M. Dude, honestly, like kind of crazy, like. Can't tell anybody when you say it. Like you go to the Gap and like half the time you get like plain T-shirts for like $5. It's like a steal.
The Gap is great, man. I also am a big fan of Old Navy.
Yeah, me too. They have great deals. Like you can't beat. Like you get joggers, like perfectly normal joggers that just have nothing on them, plain joggers, like $15.
Yeah.
Instead of paying like $60 to $100. Come on.
Yeah, Stevie, I was ripping on you for American Eagle jeans. I get my jeans at Old Navy.
Dude, I'm afraid of Old Navy, like actually afraid. I can't
What
walk
do you
by
mean?
those mannequins. Like in the mall, you walk by the Old Navy and then just the mannequins are right there with the concrete floor, and I'm just like I don't think I want to go in there. Like not good vibes at Old Navy for me. But
That's funny.
yeah.
The whole like Gap conglomerate, Banana. I'm huge on Banana, huge on Old
Yeah, I
Navy,
like Banana.
huge on Gap. They also, I haven't really checked it out, but they recently released a new brand that's like a Lululemon.
That's probably fire.
It's called like Hill City or something like that. Let me-
Expensive.
I don't really know how expensive it is. I'd imagine not as expensive as Lulu because Lulu's ridiculous. Yeah, it's called Hill City.
Cuts clothing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, Cuts clothing's good.
Yeah, I want a shirt, but like, I just like sometimes it's so hard for me to like buy like a plain T-shirt for $48.
All right, you guys. Do you want to wrap this thing up?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, solid discussion, solid first episode. Basically, we went into our sports backgrounds, our music backgrounds, our cultural backgrounds, talked some sports, some video games, some movies, some sneakers, etc. Had the quick goat versus boat debate, if you want to call it that. What else did we talk about? Top fives for rap. Am I missing anything here?
I think you covered everything.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
Cool, man. So next up, for the most part, we're hopefully going to be interviewing people. So we have some really cool upcoming episodes. We have a podcast coming up with Brandon Steiner, who's a sports marketer, founder and former CEO, of Steiner Sports. We have Antoine McLean, who's a former NFL offensive guard for the Ravens, for the Cardinals, I believe. We have Kevin Mallist, who was a linebacker for the Titans, played for Rutgers. And we have Amir Bell and Carl Taylor, who both played basketball for East Brunswick, where Steven and my alma mater, they're going to be coming on together to talk about their rap and sports and the crossover of those two things. Anything else to add, you guys?
Nah, this is awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So make sure you subscribe. Check out our website. It's thecrossovr.com. ITSTHECROSSOVR.com. Make sure you check it out on June 1st. Cool, guys. Was fun talking. Looking forward to doing it again.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
All right.
Later.
Peace out.